So, Portcare. So I'm going to chat a little bit about Portcare this morning. Obviously, I can't cover everything, but I'll cover as much as I can. So Portcare is a local charity at 372 South Street in Hilton. And it was established well over 20 years ago by Pastor Nigel and Pastor Andrew. Saw a need in our community. And we began on the corner of Ray Avenue and Hampton Road. It was just this little corner, little op shop and little pantry. And I think it might have been a year later, we kicked off with a small little low-cost food shop, very small. And it kind of just started they needed somebody to lead it, and so they asked me to do it. Back then I had nice brown hair, dark. Then after 6 months, a year, started going grey, and today it's nearly all grey. It's been a real joy, actually. It's been fantastic to be a part of Portcare and what we do in our community. And it's not just what Portcare do, but the people that get behind it, people that support Portcare over the years. And we receive lots of donations, food. We get a small amount of food, but clothing and furniture. And so I see Lorraine here, and I remember her mother Elizabeth, who has passed away. She's not with us, a number of months ago, and her brother Grant, donating things to Portcare, clothing, linen, furniture, really good stuff. And so I'm very thankful for all those who donate to Portcare. It's just been wonderful. It's been amazing. So Portcare is not just to meet a need, but also to change your life, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Our vision is to build a thriving community with hope of a better future. We are, without a doubt, a voice of hope in our community. You know, when we hand out fruit and vegetable boxes, there's people that come every week for them. And you get those when you give some out, and emergency relief, groceries and fruit and veg, and you're handing that over, and you see them break down and cry because they know their children are going to get fed. It's just beautiful. It's just like, wow, okay. It's amazing. So we sell clothing, we sell food, and we sell furniture. On Friday, I'm going to get into a couple of little stats in a minute, okay? But on Friday, we had a prayer meeting at 9:30. No, at 9 o'clock. We prayed, and we do this every Friday. At 9:30, the doors open. There was a lady who was there, Karina. She was there 10 minutes before, and she's waiting, to come in. Anyway, she walks in, and she's just beaming, smiling. And thank you, Charlie. My fridge is amazing. I love it. And she's just so rapt about, she bought a fridge off us. We give people really good deals. And people can't always afford a fridge, so they pay it off. Okay, and I thought, why is she so happy and so thrilled about a fridge? It's just a fridge. I was kind of like bewildered, and I went up to Sharash. I go, Shash, this lady, did you hear her? This lady, I said, she's so thrilled about her fridge. I'm contemplating, I'm thinking, it's because she hasn't had a fridge for years. She hasn't been able to store things for years. She used to live in a lodging place around the corner, and she used to store all her things in someone else's fridge in another room at the lodge. And so they found her a unit, her support workers. I'm not sure if it was St. Pat's. They found her a place to live. And she was like, Charlie, I need a fridge. So we did that for her months ago. And then she said to me, Charlie, I need a washing machine and I need a bed. I go, what? You haven't got a bed? She says, I've got a bed, but my brother comes over and he sleeps on the bed, in the bed, and I sleep on the lounge. So we're hunting down. But we always need beds. So if you're here, you've got some beds that are sitting there, not being used, please let us know. So that really does thrill me. Can I please have a look at Luke chapter 4 and verse 17 and 18? The scroll of Isaiah, the prophet, was handed to him. He unrolled the scroll and found the place where this was written. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, for he has anointed me to bring good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim those captives will be released, that the blind will see, that the oppressed will be set free. So our heart at Portcare is that God's Holy Spirit be upon that place and touch people's lives. We pray for people, we share with people, but obviously we can't do that with everybody, but that is our heart. We want to see the kingdom of God come and touch our community. This is really the heart of it all. We want God's kingdom to come, and touch people. Just on late Friday, there was a woman who came in. She had some food, and I've known her for years. She'd come in every fortnight. Looked great, and she was great, healthy. Then months, probably years later, I just see her all the time. And then she comes in one day and she's stricken over. And I was so horrified. I said, Lonzi, what's happened? And she told me about her ailments and what happened. And she had like a stroke, and there's other things that are going on in her world. And so, some people just can't control that. It's not their fault. Just things happen, And I know many stories like this. You have people in your neighbourhood, your next door neighbours. There's things happen that just out of their control. One day they're fine, then they're not, and they need help. They need kindness from their community. She actually needs someone. She's got this little unit, and she's got grass that's this high, and she needs someone to whippersnip it. It's only a small little area. If there's anyone here that can do that, please send me after, and that'd be great. Thanks. So please, that'd be awesome. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a couple of stats, and then I'm going to have Mariah come up. Mariah, put your hand up. Mariah, give her a big hand, will you? She's going to come up and share a bit of her story, okay? So from January this year to June 2023, we've given away 13,112 kilograms of bread, okay? 13,112 kilograms of bread, that's a lot. Fruit and veggies, 6,681 boxes of fruit and veggies distributed. Emergency relief, $13,292 worth of groceries for adults and children. About 280 adults, 172 children. Through our community meals, we do community meals. On a Friday here, we have a community lunch that we do. We call it a community service. We share a word of devotion. And we always pray the prayer for people that want to receive Christ. And so we do a community meals here. We do Hampton Road Lodge at 100 Hampton Road, which is the old nurses' quarters, which is today's a lodging area, a lodging place for over nearly about a couple hundred people, okay? And at Healy Road Lodge, once a month, we do meals there. We have lovely Dorothy, who's here this morning, who is our chef, who is our cook, who cooks these beautiful, nourishing meals. And we have a team of people that go down there. Liz, I don't know if Liz is here or not. There's myself. There's another lady, Paula, that comes. And so these are things that go on in the community. Now, at the lodging house, people from there, maybe they've come out of prison. Maybe they're just about to hit the streets because they got no accommodation, and that's one place that they'll get referred to. They're beautiful people. Some have mental health issues. Some are fine. And so we go in there and we give them a beautiful, nourishing meal. 2-course meal, sometimes 3. During winter, they get soup and that as well. So we did an estimation, not an estimation, this is about correct. So community meals, we would have done so far this year, 1,236 main meals. Then you add your dessert to that, that's another serving, which brings it to 2,472. If you add your soup to it, add some more, and we approximated that, over 3,000 servings so far this year to people in our community that we serve. And so I'm just going to run with this video. Can we do that, please? The first one, Ryan. And I'm going to ask Mariah to come up.
Portcare is much more than a storefront. There is a team of dedicated staff and volunteers who faithfully serve the community during the week.
Hi guys, my name is Ricciardo and I've just started working at Portcare. This is an outreach of the church, so it's a very important part of the church because it allows us to meet the people in the community. And what I do here is I help manage the store with Avina obviously and Rebecca, and it's been amazing. We get to meet people out there who might be falling on hard times, and this place Portcare is a point where they can come here and be I guess refreshed with some stuff like food, clothing, and also the love that Charlie has designed for Portcare. They go back feeling welcome and also hope for the next day, which is actually very important.
We provide emergency relief for people who are really in need. So when they call here and they will ask for a food voucher, and then we provide emergency relief to help them for their basic needs. So we make sure that they're getting a healthy food and the basic needs that they need.
This is Pamela and this is Jackson, Champion Jackson. Pamela, I wanted to ask you, what's the benefit of doing centre pay with Portcare?
Well, if you're struggling and you need some food straight away, then you can come in and do a centre pay form and pay it at your next pay date, and that way your children have everything they need.
As well as providing low-cost bargains, Portcare also organises the donation of veggie boxes to those in need within the community.
We come to Portcare for a veggie box. The veggies are very expensive at the moment, and we've got 4 children that are on the spectrum. We've got a 101-year-old grandmother, got an 80-year-old mother, and a 50-year-old daughter, all living in the one house. And
4 generations.
And so this really helps us
Every
a
little
lot.
bit, every tiny little bit helps.
And this makes meals. It does the veggies for us. It gives the kids the nutrient, and the stuff they don't like, I puree and we put it in
Spaghetti
anyway.
sauce.
And you have that in the spaghetti sauce. So it does a lot. It can help a lot of people in the community.
This is Jane, one of our volunteers. Her place is our donation area, and she comes here every Tuesday and Friday. So Jane, I want to ask you, why do you love volunteering at Portcare?
Because it's good. All the people, they are friendly.
To let you know, Jane is very good on putting price on our items. So everyone comes in here, and she was like asking me how much do I put it, and we work together on pricing on each items that been dropped off here. And then Jane is also good on putting out on the shelves for displaying it.
Portcare is all about local missions, and they use every opportunity they can to reach out and help.
Our program is helping school help them for their breakfast needs. So we help Fremantle College, Billiard Primary School, White Gum Valley, and we do Winterfold Primary School and Liming Senior High School. So they come here, and then we provide food for them, like cereal, milk, eggs, so whatever snack they need, we provide them, and then they're giving it to the children at school. Recently, a chaplain from White Gum Valley emailed me about this family who burned their house. So we are happy to help them as well, or to provide them the thick blanket, the basic household, and some basic food, and I think we also help them to have some furnitures as well, if we have what's available in the shop.
There's many ways we can get involved as a church. One of them is we can volunteer our time. There's plenty of things that volunteers do here, which Portcare needs a hand in terms of out the back, organizing the stock coming in, also on the till, also in different areas of the shop. Another thing as well, donations, which is quite good for furniture, monetary donations, anything that you might not be using, or anything you feel like you've been led by the Lord to just move into Portcare so we can service whatever we need to service here for the community. Portcare is open from Monday to Saturday between 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. So anytime during the opening times, it would be great if anyone's available to come and help out at Portcare.
Thank you, Shirash and Rebecca. Thank you to Avina also. She's not here with us today. Avina's, things are changing in her world, but we'll hear a bit more about that later on in a few months to come. Anyway, so you heard about the schools that we support: Belia Primary School, White Gum Valley, Fremantle College, Winterfell Primary, Leeming High School. Something really good that happened. I went to the Hilton Coles opening, and the Winterfell Primary School were awarded, they got given some money grant for their winter garden from Coles in Hilton. And so the deputy, the headmaster was there, the woman, and she received it, and she just gave thanks for receiving the grant from Coles. And she goes, and while I'm here, I'd like to also thank Portcare for what they do for our school with all the breakfast programs, the food that they provide. And I was like, well, fantastic. That was just so good. So right here I have Mariah O'Brien. I am so proud of this young lady. She lives down towards Kwinana, Wellard. She lives in Wellard, and she came here this morning by bus and train. 7:30, come on, how good is that? To do this. So I rang Mariah during the week, and I says, oh, Mariah, do you reckon you could come and have a chat? So I've asked her if she could just have a chat, just a little bit about what life was like before, and then when she came to Portcare and how things are going for her today. So,
hi guys, nice
thanks,
to meet you
Mariah.
all. I'm Mariah. Thanks for having me. So I have a bit of a colourful past. I got in trouble with the law, and I had some serious substance abuse problems.
You wouldn't think so, would you?
I did end up in prison for a short period of time, but it was through my psychosis, which was drug-induced. I lost full-time care of my daughter, which was obviously really emotional for me, and I didn't really see much for my future. There were some really good programs. I went through the Start Court, which is for mental health, and they obviously knew that I wasn't in my right mind when I committed the offence I did. They link you up with some really good programs, St. Pat's being one, the correction services being another. And with the correction services, I got the choice to volunteer somewhere, and Rohan, who works at St. Pat's, told me about Charlie and Katie at the time, and I did everything I could to get into there, and I started volunteering there. Originally it was because I was told I needed to, but very quickly I learned to love the people there, and I started to feel really good helping others. I think there's a lot of positives about Portcare, and Charlie's mentioned a lot of them, but for me, I guess just that self-confidence and becoming my own person again. It's really hard when you've been numbed by drugs and things to see light in yourself and family, for them to see you. When you're doing other things in the community, they start to believe that you want to help yourself. I then it triggered me into wanting to do more in the community, where I studied at TAFE and did community services and youth work, which then again I came back to Charlie and asked them to help me through some of my prac hours, which they didn't hesitate at all, and I managed to do all my work prac through them. I've made some really good relationships and some that I'll cherish for a long time with Ed and Avina and Charlie. And now I'm not doing community services at the moment, but the plan is to get back. I've recently been nominated for the Hotels Association Awards, which has been pretty exciting, and I run a sports bar in Belia. I'm about to get my licence back, which has taken years. I'm seeing my daughter all the time, and we're planning a trip to Bali. And I think without these positive places in the community and people to believe in you and to believe that... and to help you believe that your past doesn't determine your future, and that that community of people and you surrounding yourself with that community of people will help you grow. So I just want to say thank you for having me, but yeah, thank you.
Fantastic. That is so good. Your past does not determine your future. It doesn't determine who you are today. And so Mariah can testify, or she can agree with us, that we spent many times praying with you, many times just encouraging her and instilling confidence and belief. And I'm just so proud from where she wants to where she is today. I think that's just beautiful, and she's reunited with her daughter. Isn't that good? It's fantastic. That was a hard slog, believe me. That was not easy, but it's just, she stuck at it. She didn't give up, and we're just so very, very proud of you. Okay, so we began an outreach through C3 Kwinana. We started giving out and distributing fruit and veggie boxes and bread in Kwinana. And so I went down there on Friday. It was actually my first time. They've been going since early this year, maybe late last year. And there is such a good vibe going down there. It is just really, really amazing. It's so beautiful. Can we play that? Every Tuesday night we go to the Hampton Road Lodge at 100 Hampton Road in Fremantle. Once a month we do the Healy Road Lodge, and every week we do the community lunch at C3 Church in Fremantle. So up to the end of June, we have served 1,236 people. Okay, and they have received 2 and 3 course meals. Okay, minimum 2 course meals, and at other ones we do 3 course soup, your mains and your dessert. In many of those places it's a practical ministry, and every Friday at Fremantle we do share the gospel and we share the love of God. At Hampton Road we do, probably not as maybe not so much every week. Obviously we say grace, but we generally at Hampton Road want to get one-on-one with people, and we want to talk to them on a one-on-one basis and share God's love. Of course we do share at times devotions there. Dorothy here and Rebecca, they're part of Portcare. Dorothy does a lot of cooking in our community. She's our major number 1 chef. She's a fantastic cook. Dorothy's the one that does all the cupcakes that we've had quite often at church, so we're very thankful for that. So Rebecca is involved with helping Dorothy organising the fruit and veggies that Dorothy needs. So Rebecca, what do you do? How do you organise the fruit and veggies for Dorothy?
Dorothy texted me a message that what she needs for the week. So what she needs for Tuesday dinner, and Friday lunch. So I go to the fruits and veggie area and ask one of the men here to arrange everything for Dorothy. So when Dorothy comes, it's already been there, but we put a label on it that it's for Dorothy only, so no one will touch it.
Dorothy, why do you cook and put all that time and effort into cooking for the community? Why do you do it?
Food is a good way to communicate with people, especially the broken. It's like, for me, God showed me it's like a tool. And who doesn't love food? So food, to sit down and eat good food is a beautiful thing, and it's a good way to share.
Portcare and C3 Kwinana also organise food hampers to give away on a Friday morning every week from the Kwinana Church campus.
The team here have been doing this for quite a long time now, coordinating fruit and veggies and bread for our community. And I have to say that there's such a good vibe here. These ladies just bring a warmth, they bring a joy, there's the presence of God in here. And the people that have come in this morning, they have been so grateful. It's just been really, really beautiful to see. Jeanette, you've been coordinating this. Thank you very much. Is there anything that you would like to say?
Yes, I thank God for everything we do here, and I'm grateful to have everyone here who helped me. But the most thing is there are like 3 ladies actually who say, God bless you, God bless this place, God bless this church. So that touched my heart.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Deb, would you like to say something?
Yeah, I've been doing it since it started with Janine, who had a shoulder injury.
Yes.
And we've just watched it grow and grow and grow, and now we're actually spreading out into the community, the church, with the Facebook. Janine, when we had food left over, we'd take it down to St. Vinny's. They've got a welfare office just down the road, and they hand it out in the second-hand shops and to the local schools. So we're touching the kids and the parents and everyone.
Jeff and Tammy have joined the team as well. And Jeff, in the future, Jeff is going to do some sausage sizzles, and maybe we'll have some soup for people, just so people can hang around and mingle and just talk to each other.
I just find this whole thing very exciting. It's great to see people come in and be touched, and just want to minister God's love to the community. So I'm really happy to be a part of it and involved, and thank you to the Lord for allowing us all to do this.
You know, this is part of Portcare mission, part of C3 Church mission in Fremantle and Kwinana. And I just want to say, you know, we're on mission wherever we are. So if you're in the workplace, wherever you are, wherever you work, you are on mission. Please don't forget that. Sharing God's love. We are a voice of hope to our community. So we are the hands and feet of the gospel, helping people now in our community. Now, sometimes what can happen is because, you know, we come to church and, you know, you hear that Portcare is doing things in the community, and sometimes we can think, those that aren't involved can sometimes think that, oh, they're doing that, I'm okay, I don't need to do anything. No, you don't get away with it. You don't get away with it because you are on mission wherever you are. Okay, you don't have to be at Portcare, but you're on mission wherever you are. It's very important that just recognize that where you are, God's placed you, your family, your friends, whatever community you're in a football community, just be aware of people and just talk to people. Hi, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. How are you really? Just go that little bit further.